Guys, so it's our first for 2025 on the Couch Kob. We've had a bumper season, and everybody we've tried to get on has been crazy busy with this season. So we know today we'd like to welcome Khadir Sheikh Patel to on the Couch Kob. Khadir, we'd like to say Jazakallah very much. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation to come. And Khadir is going to be sharing some of his fishing. So we'd like to keep it as local as possible. So he's going to share some of his fishing experience with us, and we let him tell the story as we go along. Khadir, first and foremost, we'd like to tell the audience what's your age.
I'm 24, so I'm still very young.
All right, no, that's cool. And please tell us, you've been fishing for how many years now?
So I've been fishing since the age of 6. Actually, I can't even remember when I started fishing.
All right, but you were still very much.
So about 19 years basically.
Okay, well, that's a lot of experience of fishing definitely. For a young man your age, especially, right? So a bit about Khadir. Please tell us what you do for a living to start with, so people can know that fishing is for everybody. Please tell us.
So for the past 5 years, after qualifying as an environmental and water scientist, I went into teaching. So I taught at Pelican Park High School here in the southern suburbs for 2 years.
Right.
I moved to Indonesia for a few months, about I think 3 or 4 months.
What were you doing in Indonesia?
I was teaching as well. Teaching English. And when I came back, I got a contract through the Saudi government. I've been teaching for 2 years with them. And once that contract expired, I got a post through Engage Learning. They teach the British curriculum to GIF schools. Okay. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, it's a very fruitful part of your career as we are now. All right, so now let's get to the nitty-gritties. Our audience is about adventure, the outdoors, the fishing and things like that. Now, from my understanding, and this is why I invited you, I believe that you are the gentleman that's had very good success with Kob, especially on our Falls Bay coastline. So first and foremost, I'm going to ask you to tell your audience, remember the audience is yours. I would really like you to tell them, what is your favorite spot for fishing so that we can get a start there?
So how I started picking my spots in general was safety first of all. Everybody knows within our False Bay waters, the whole coastline is unsafe, but I like to fish where my car is in sight. Okay. So usually it's from 9 miles, Pavilion, Sunwinnet Pavilion, and Broken Roads, Palachis. That is my favorite spots. Usually. Okay. It's close also. It's 1 road away from me. It just takes around from the road right through.
Okay, so you chose it because of convenience as well.
100%.
All right, but I do believe you've had very good success.
Yeah,
right. So let's start here. Let's start. What is your favorite species that you enjoy targeting?
Yeah, it's definitely between Couch Kob Galjoen at the moment.
Okay, so it's basically into summer.
Yeah.
And the start of our autumn, which is Galjoen time, right? Yeah. And Seanbras?
See, I haven't had success with Seanbras on this coast, man. Unfortunately, I have tried, and I blanked. I really blanked hard. So I thought, okay, look, I need to get experience, number one. I need to get someone to fish with that can teach me these things. Right. Otherwise, I feel like I'd just be wasting your time, you know.
Okay, it's very noble of you, right?
Now, I'm honest. I'm defeated by Seanbras. Right. Like I tried my level best, and I couldn't get one on the line. I got Overberg. I got 2 or 3 Overberg.
When you say Overberg area specifically?
Honeston. Yeah.
Honeston. Okay, and then what was your personal best Seanbras?
It's a small one, just undersized, like I think 50 centimeters, but I caught it on like a 5-foot rod.
On a 5-foot?
That was a fight of note, young.
And where in Honeston was that?
On the left. So I think it's called Tassikran side.
Okay, Tassikran, to the far left, So you caught, a just undersized Seanbras on a 5-foot rod. Yeah. Now here's my question. What would make you fish Honeston with a 5-foot? This is a 5-foot rod. Yeah. What would make you fish with a 5-foot rod?
I was looking for like bass and small fish because we were throwing for Kob. We were throwing for big fish. And I thought, okay, let me just throw my like a prawn with a small hook out, and then this thing picked me up, and he smart take a line and everything.
So and which means it couldn't have been too far out.
Yeah, definitely. It was maybe, I say 12 meters. Could even closer maybe. I could see where my sinker. As soon as I hooked the fish, I saw color in the water. Sure. It was so shallow.
And your line that you used to catch this?
That was 0.35, I think. 0.35, yeah.
0.35, and this was between the rocks as well. So, I mean, that is a fight of note. Yeah. Also, it took some skill to be able to land a Seanbras, especially on a 3.5 kg on a 5-foot rod. Yeah. Okay, I mean, look at that. That's the type of fight I would love to get. For all the years of fishing, I've never had that experience. Yeah. So, well done to you. That's right. Really. So, now, people. So, Khadir, tell me something. Do you have any pics of that Seanbras that you?
I could look for it. I probably could.
Okay, if you do, please, we'd like to If we can get it, we'll upload it for you. Right. So now let's go to the Kob mania.
Yeah.
But before we get to that, who taught you to fish?
My uncle is Rastam Sheikh. I'm sure all the old fishermen will know him from like the sea line forums back in the day.
Okay.
He was very big in that. So he taught me to fish. I've been bothering since like the age of 4 or 5 years old to like, take me fishing, take me fishing, take me fishing.
Okay. So it's been a passion from a young
Yeah,
age.
definitely,
Eh?
definitely.
And let me tell you something. This is it's amazing because how does a youngster get to enjoy or really want to go fishing? And that is the amazing part of our sport. It's for anybody, for
definitely.
any age. There's no specific age to say, you know what, when you're 13, you can start fishing.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that, eh? Right now. So your personal best Tiandras was just undersized.
Yeah.
I'm not going to ask the question. Don't tell me. But I'm sure you released it. Let's just go with that. Right. Your personal best Kob mania. Talk to
13
me.
kilos.
13 kilos.
Yeah.
And where was that?
That was on Pavilion also.
We on the behind the swimming
Yeah.
pool? Okay. We're just going to be a bit more specific. So pavilion behind the swimming pool. What was the bait you used?
Octopus.
Okay, octopus
leg,
leg. Perfect. Nothing else with it.
Nothing else. Just
Are you willing to
octopus leg.
share some stories with us?
Yeah, so that morning, I remember it was a Friday morning. So Thursday, that night, I asked my brother, we need to go look for octopus between Bailey's and Pavilion. We need to get the fresh octopus.
Okay.
And he couldn't fish with me the morning, so he told me, okay, you'll go with me. And we managed to get one small one. Maybe I think it was about from my middle finger till here.
Now you got long arms.
Yeah, so it could be like a very big octopus.
Okay.
But so we got a fresh one, and I didn't freeze it. I put it in the fridge.
Okay.
So the morning when I woke up about 3 o'clock, it was still changing colors.
Oh.
So it's fresh. Put it on the hook. On that day, it was a southeast that just completely died down. So the water flattened out nicely from the night before. And I was fishing 2 rods, one grinder and one multiplier. And I threw the grinder about 50 meters in and the multiplier about 100 meters in. And the grinder got the pickup.
Okay.
But the way I baited it up was I used a long dangle. Usually people try to make the dangle small on the around the hook, but I used a very, very long dangle. So it looked like the whole octopus leg was on the dangle with a small piece dangling.
Right.
Then I got the bite that morning.
That's
and I was
amazing.
also alone. So if anyone landed a big cob alone, I have a video of it. I can share it with you
we're
as well.
gonna get all those.
If anyone
things.
landed a big cob alone, you know how stressful it is when the cob gets in between the rocks and he takes another run and he goes out again and you don't know if your leader's shaved or anything.
Yeah.
So that was
Anxiety.
Yeah. Can you hear I was shouting in the video?
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll put it up.
Can I tell you something, Hadir? It is it's nice to hear where you saying you're using an extra long dangle. I generally fish with very short dangles because on many occasions I've had a dangle where we've had the cob bite, but he didn't commit to the hook and he bit under the hook. So I always said, nah, go shorter dangles. So that again works for me, and the long dangle works for you. You know, those type of things. So this is interesting. All we're gonna ask is that, Khadir, are you willing to share later on as we go along your type of trace you use and things like that? So there we go, guys. We're gonna try and keep it as informative as possible. So the fact that I like what you told me was the southeaster was pumping and the southeaster went to lay. So obviously if it went to lay, the wind would have turned north the next day.
Probably.
So along our coast, we know that prominence is 3 good days of southeaster, and when the wind subside, that it's gonna turn and it's a very good time. What made you choose behind the pool, mania?
Like I said, that is the spot I actually learned at as well. Like my uncle gave me a pen jig master. I'm sure you know that.
Yeah.
Fluffs, okay, and he taught me to cast in the pool. And I fished the whole pool. So I fished from the right to the left on the sides, also on the muscle banks on the right to the NSRI on the left. I think that's why I met Uncle Ibi as well.
Did you?
On the left.
I meet a lot of people. Listen, so that's interesting. Is your uncle still around?
Yeah, still around.
Awesome. You can give a shout out to Uncle.
Yeah, Uncle Rastam, he knows who. You always say nah, that guy.
Okay. No, that's awesome. So this is what I want to ask you now. So in general, we like to tell people, so you've had good success. I do believe you've caught a lot of cob already.
Yeah.
A good amount of cob for your fishing career.
Yeah.
Right. What is your favorite bait for cob and why?
So it's between 2, octopus and other. That's my favorite bait.
Is it? Are you talking about the live harder? Or?
Both live and dead.
Okay.
Live and dead. So my brother, for example, got his PB now. I think in October, 17 kilo. That was on other fillet.
And where was that?
That was also I think it was on the right
of the swimming pool.
Yeah, on the right
of the swimming pool.
Yeah.
Oh, so you guys are just
Yeah, I taught him how to fish, but now he's got a bigger fish. Alhamdulillah. 17
that
kilos.
what they always say the students sometimes
Yeah,
become better than the teacher.
So other fillet and octopus leg, mainly because here on our coast, it takes time for like the bigger cob to come past, and there's always small fish in the water.
Yeah.
So a bait like I'm not belittling sardine or belittling fish that break quickly, but I find that a bait that lasts longer
It's
is
firm
usually
as well.
it's usually the one that gets the bite, because when the cob passes, your bait is still there.
Yeah.
That's like the main thing. If your cob pass and your bait is wrecked already from small fish, chances are you're not going to take it.
Absolutely. Now, I just want to tell you something. That is not a theory, that's a reality. Now, you know, with us anglers, we have so much theories. Oh, you know what? The fish, they run here and then they do this, you must do that. That's one theory. And some other guy come and prove the theory wrong. But the actual part about the toughness of the bait, it's a true reality. So I like to do my choka, and I have these long tentacles. And many times you throw and you feel these small nibbles, and the next thing is your tentacles are gone. But with the Oki leg, is much firmer.
Yeah.
So, and obviously, the one thing I will tell you, you're 100% right. They've taken the Oki, kept in the fridge, and used it as fresh as possible. And that was successful.
Yeah.
Right. I just want to revert back to something. When you went to Indonesia, what did you teach?
I taught English there.
English as well. But you're currently teaching biology now.
Biology and chemistry.
Huh?
So I've taught...
And chemistry?
Yeah.
No wonder you catching the fishes, whole chemical formula.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. No, I've been teaching. It runs in my family. So my mother's a teacher, my sisters are teachers, my aunties, my uncles.
Okay.
My grandfather owns a school, Stone Fountain College. So it's in the family. No, teaching is in the family, literally.
Okay. So now I need to ask you, you're gonna teach me, please. I would love for you to invite me to fish with you one day at the swimming pool.
No, definitely.
Yeah, in the pool. And I'd like you to maybe show me some of your tricks and methods, because we never too old to learn. And if you've got a method that works, show me.
Now, I definitely I've taken a lot of people to the pool. We just call it the pavilion pool pavi.
Okay.
So what I did pick up though, it's not an easy spot to fish. It's really a difficult spot. Number one, when you're walking on the wall is covered with moss.
Right.
So you start slipping from the moment you're on the wall.
Right.
Then that black rocks on the right and the left is where people really get injured. Like I got last season, so that was 2023 season, 2023, 2024 season. I got 6 stitches in my hand. And I fractured my rib
from falling over there.
Falling on the rocks.
So thank you very much for sharing that. And we've got a friend that slipped at Bailey's.
Yeah.
And he literally broke his wrist.
Yeah, it's not a joke. Yeah.
So it's not a joke, and it's something. This is what I like, and I actually love the way it's going. Is that, and thank you very much, Khadir, because please, people, if you haven't, we know a lot of people can fish that's watching the video. But those that are new to it, or those that are wanting to explore the swimming pool area, please take heed to what he's saying in terms of slippery. It is a little bit treacherous in terms of the rocks as well. 6 stitches for a guy that's fishing there for many years as well. So brilliant. Thank you very much. So now I need to take you off that rock, man. Take me to your next spot.
Probably Broken Road Palaces. Yeah. That's
okay. So Broken Road. Now Broken Road is from basically where the pool ends.
Yeah.
To the end of Broken Road where the metal barriers are.
Yes.
So when we speak about Broken Road, we're getting the secrets out of you people. What is your favorite spot?
So usually I like to stick in the middle of Broken Road to the end. That's where I found success. It's obviously personal preference, but I find that if you can just find a small hole or a hole that looks like
channel or something.
Channel, yeah. So what I like, the back banks usually have small, not gutters, but pathways for the fish to come in and out through the banks.
Right.
And that's where I like to target the fish. But I'm sure a lot of people fish Broken Roads and they have their own.
You must be sure, because Broken Road's always full, man.
Yeah, it's always full.
Yeah.
So I like Broken Road a lot, but because it's so full, it's very, very difficult to fish.
Yeah.
So that's why I opt for Palaches or even down to long parking.
Yeah. So this is something, just to clarify what you're saying, and even to add on, is that many people come into the store here at Hooked and they ask me, Ibi, where's a good place to fish? And I always tell them the trick net are showing you where the fish is. They pull out in about 150 meter radius. And when they pull, there's Kob, there's Steenbras, there's Alf, there's Hadder. And a lot of people just don't want to fish there, or don't fish there because they're seeing this flat surf and they don't believe that it could be fish. And we've had many clients that came in store and actually had good success over there. And I myself love fishing there because the bait fish is there.
Mm.
And
This is broken roads now.
I'm talking about on Baden Powell now. This is between Palikis and Long Parking, which we call, Nelson's.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, so what did you catch over there, Cob?
Cob, usually Cob, yeah.
And you do know Steenbras runs very well there. What's going on?
I don't know. But obviously, I don't. My traces is different. I'm sure Uncle EB also spoke about it now. He looked at my trace and said, "Yeah, it's a thick trace." You know? So usually, as Uncle EB knows, Steenbras don't like that thick traces. You know.
Okay.
So probably part of the reason why I never bycatch them or things like that.
So this is where we're going to ask our audience, our viewers, to get involved. So down in the comments, right? Khadir is going to share with us his successful cob traces, right? Which we're going to do on camera now. And we'd like you guys in the comments to maybe just make mention. And Khadir, you got to go and read those comments where tell him maybe what, or give him some ideas of how he should set up a trace, what type of line he should use, what type of hooks he should use. I don't want to tell you because it looks like I know everything. I know Jack. I'm also still learning. But if you guys can maybe just put in the comments some advice for the young man to be able to catch Steenbras and false black people. Maybe the trace and also the condition. And what time would you guys, or which time of the year you would recommend? I'm sure you'd appreciate that.
Definitely. Like Uncle we said, the conditions is probably the main important thing. Like once I started properly, I'd say in the last, like I'm not the expert in fishing. Like really, I don't consider. That's why I even openly say I don't catch Steenbras. I'm not the expert in fishing. But when things started to click for me is when I started to match conditions properly. So this is where I worked out now. Couple Joe, for example.
Let's share what your idea of good conditions are. Let's hear.
Like for example. Usually around reef structures, I like a flatter water. For some reason, a flatter water, the fish congregate around reef structure. I have a theory where, for example, when the water's not rolling on a bank, the bank is more exposed. Everything they can't hide. Whereas in reef structures, when it's flat water, they can always hide behind rocks or hide in darker areas of the water.
Is this a science teacher coming in?
Yeah, this is my own science.
Sounds about like. It makes sense.
Like I'm sure we all see, like Vickers even says and Radame says that on flat water the live bait works better. So there's obviously a reason behind that. The fish don't stay on one spot in flat water. On the banks now, for example, on the flat banks, broken road apologies. But whereas you look at reef structures like Manandi and Pavilion even, flat water producers, like people, like my uncle got his biggest cob in Manandi on a north that's been blowing for 2 days. So the water was like lost. He got a 25 kilo cob there. Last time shake. So you can check that fish out as well on his profile. That was flat water. Now, some people don't like flat water, but we that fish the reefs or reef structures, scattered reef, flat water usually produces for us.
Okay. So you know what? A lot of us, we walk away from flat water. If I come to the beach and I see the water's flat, I walk away. I don't put a bait in there. But you know what? You're giving me a new revived idea. Here the water's flat. I'm gonna say, Khadir says flat water gives good fish. Beware if I go and I don't get. All right, Khadir. What I'd like to ask you is, so far, thank you very much.
No problem.
I sincerely hope that what Khadir has shared with us is as informative. Like I said, I'm fishing a little bit longer, but I'm learning a lot from you, and I like it. So now what we're going to do is, we're going to start getting into the tackle talk. All right.
No problem.
Tackle talk from here, people. He's going to share his traits with us, his secret, and why he uses it. Is it a secret?
Nah, if I can interrupt and give you, like I really don't believe there's secrets in fishing, man. Like really, I 100% believe that your fish is put out for you, guaranteed.
My friend, I'm gonna high five you on that one.
I believe that, like a lot of people in my life gave me all the secrets to fishing, you know, and I really believe that that's also a reason to my success because I was fast tracked by their experiences. Like for example, my uncle, he's been fishing 30 years almost, and he gave that experience off to me. Even I have a quite story when Uncle Eve is ready. I can give that story about.
We're gonna get into that now. We're gonna do that into the tackle talk quickly. So this is where we now go into the tackle. We're gonna scratch into his tackle box. We want to know the reels. Oh yes, but we'll get to the reels, people. So here we go.
Okay.
All right. So now, people, we've got the tackle boxes here, the tackle boxes and the tackle bags and everything. So let's just start by the reels, and this is actually very interesting to see because these reels are now considered like OGs, old schools, right?
Yeah.
Multiplies. This is a Thorium 28. It's a beautiful reel, though. I mean a Trini, sorry. I apologize. It's a training. Okay. We try to adjust mics for the movement back and forth. You fishing multiplier mostly.
Yeah.
So we're looking at a 20 Trinidad, the Shimano Trinidad 20A, and SL30.
Trust me, all this stuff that, yeah.
Yeah, these are your diodes, right? So you mentioned earlier on that you got your fish on a grinder.
Yeah, I got it on a Big Boss
Okay.
6000. It's actually my brother's equipment.
That
So
you use.
Yeah, he's the grinder guy.
Okay, so it looks like he's a lucky one because you taught him to fish. He caught a bigger fish than you, and you use his reel and you caught your personal best. Right? Maybe you should ask him to tackle and do a swap up.
Yes.
So
he's gonna watch this and he's gonna guide me with this whole time.
So I just want to tell you guys something. Here is something very interesting to me, and I was looking at your traces now, right? So you need to run me through this, guys. I want you to have a look at this. I hope you can see. Check this hooks. Check the stick line and check this, right? I hope you can see. Here we go. Explain to me, Mania, because for Kob, this is stick gauge hooks, but remember, each to his own.
Yeah.
Right? Each to his own.
So usually I like to fish a thicker gauge hook. Reason being is hooks have bent open on me already.
Okay.
Like when you're on the reefs and you need to force the fish.
Right.
Then usually hooks like these. Okay, this is actually a strong hook, but the same gauge hook as this will bend open. Like I've had a lynx bend open on me already.
Okay, this is the hook here. Yeah? So you're saying you bend this open?
This,
and yeah, what are you busy with monsters? Loch Ness.
We go, like whenever I go fishing, I always tell my brother or anyone that's fishing, we if a 20 kilo picks us up, we want to land it. Okay. And so we come prep for that. That is the fish we come prep for. Okay,
so these thick hooks is what I call insurance. This is insurance, people. So is this how you fish, one down, one up?
Yeah, one down, one up, like that.
Okay, so literally he's got his snells like that, and I hope you guys can see.
Yeah, I have like a cut-up float that I put over here. All that cylinder floats, I'm sure Uncle Ibi shall it also.
Yeah.
I put it over here, and that's
just to give your bait some action.
Especially in the reefs, yeah. You don't want your bait to be laying in the rocks because 100% of the time you're gonna sit fast.
Yeah, no, for sure. And explain me this line here. What line are we using?
This is, if I'm not mistaken, 0.80.
0.80? Yeah. That feels thicker than 0.80.
Yeah, let me just check here.
Make doubly sure because this is
0.80, yeah.
0.8. Okay, the Kingfisher 0.8. Okay, brilliant line. Yeah. Okay, well, I mean, look, 0.80 was still very much accepted for that. I just don't want to be a Kob on the other side of your line here because look here, there's no fair chance for him to get away.
Definitely.
No, that's awesome. Now, wait. So, okay, this is common dingles. These are quite popular dingles. It's with us in Stu as well. And we've got them in three sizes. We've got small, medium, and large. And clearly, you're the large guy.
Yeah. So
is this because of your height? Because of what? All right. So you prefer the longer?
It depends on what like the conditions is. For example, if I don't need to throw too far, then I'm going to take a bigger dangle. Okay. And then obviously, because I have a bigger dangle, I match with a bigger hook.
Okay. So I was gonna talk about this hook. Whoopsie! I'm going to show you guys this hook now. So if you're not throwing too far, you're going with a bigger dangle because
it's more slimline, lesser bait. Like if you, I'm not sure if Uncle Ibi noticed, if you have a smaller dingle and you base your bait smaller, it's more aerodynamic on your cast.
Right.
So I throw much further. Okay. I can feel it.
Okay, so it's for distance.
Yeah, for distance also.
Okay, people, well, that's something to look at. Bigger dangle, he's throwing closer. But remember, everything we're doing here is
preference.
His preference. Yeah, preference. So it's not to say it's wrong. It's worked for you.
Yeah.
So well done. But now I need to show you guys something. So this is the hook that this man is throwing for Kob. This is a size 10. Right? This is a size 10. This man means serious business. Okay, see the ease only I can push it through. No problem. Right? So people, check.
When that thing go in, it's not coming out. Definitely. I'll give you this. It's given.
Look here. No, look here. Now I need to check in. This is serious business. This is serious business. Okay. And then I just want to show you guys. Check the. This is not. This looks. What is the size 10?
10, yeah.
And this looks like an 8 then. Right? So where do you use it?
Where do I use it?
I'm saying like if you laying with this big hook and then that you're gonna use.
This is obviously for the smaller dangle.
Smaller dangle. Okay.
I'll give you my thought process when I went.
Now I would love to hear that from you.
Bigger hooks because when I saw my uncle and he's 25 kilo.
Right.
We put a 6 kilo couple jaw in his mouth.
Yeah.
We put a 6 kilo couple jaw in his mouth. So then I realized when you're using very, very small hooks like this is This is actually undersized hooks in my opinion.
Okay.
I feel like the hook can literally get lost in his mouth.
Okay.
You want the hook that is proud always.
Yeah.
That's what I picked up. My hooks are always proud for Couch Kob.
Okay.
Just because of that big mouth.
Right. So for this cob season, how much cob have you caught?
This has been a tough Cob season. Last 2023, 2024, I got about, I think, close to 80 kilos of cob. This season, I didn't get anywhere near that.
And how often do you fish?
So I haven't fished for the past 2 weeks now. I've been very busy with work. But previously to that, I usually go 2 to 3 times a week. 1 bait mission and 2 times I go out. I got 11 kilo.
When you
in
say
October.
bait mission, collecting bait.
Yeah, collecting bait.
Right. Twice to collect bait and once to go fish.
Maybe once to collect bait like octopus,
Okay.
live bait,
Okay.
certain things like that.
You got
But
your own
it's-
tank at home?
No, I don't. I don't
Okay.
have my own tank. So usually we get it and we fish with
Okay.
the live bait, or we give it to one of our friends that have the facilities for it. But now Uncle I'm really serious. This hook might look big, but when in that Couch Joe's mouth, like a plus 15 kilo, it looks small, very very small.
No, absolutely. So my PB was a 34 kilo. And believe it or not, I caught it on a 5.0 rhino hook.
Yeah.
So it's the same shape as that, but it's much thinner, and we caught it off the reefs in Bits.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it is a definite.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
But look, I actually love what I'm seeing here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back to my tackle box, and I'm going to most definitely keep some of those hooks in there because you've created a lot of excitement in there.
When at the EBC, like hooks, you're pulling, no? The hooks is maybe pulling. That is one of the reasons you could be fishing a too small of a hook. Because maybe it's not hooking into a...
It's not setting,
It's not setting.
Yeah.
So usually as soon as I see I lose a fish based on the hook setting, then I switch to a bigger hook. And that's when I land him. Like last season, one of Royce's people was there at Broken Road. I hooked 3 Couch Kob with that 8.0.
Okay.
In a row, same bait, same everything.
Right.
But previous to that, I lost a smaller one.
Okay.
And that was a smaller hook as well.
Okay.
So making that switch was probably what...
Look, got some more juicy stories. So you were dead?
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
How old did you say your boy
a year and a
was?
half. You know.
So we got a future angler.
Definitely. He's busy reeling there though. I got 2-3 reels with him. He's just busy with that whole time.
Listen, that is, can I tell you something what you're doing here today? And this is something I spoke about earlier. And please, I hope that people can grasp what I'm telling you. What you're doing today by sharing your knowledge, whether there was somebody that's fishing for 40 years and said they caught that fish back in the day, there's a lot of things has changed. And learning from your little experiences or your knowledge, which is great knowledge to share, is something that we need to do as anglers. Because remember something, what you've passed on to me, I could be telling somebody else, hey, listen here, Khadir was catching this. And one day when we're not here anymore, when we're pushing daisies, that your legacy lives on. So well done to you.
Yeah.
And if your son is busy playing with reels, says he's the future big hook user as well.
Baby, I have, I think if I'm not mistaken, 5 nephews and one son, alhamdulillah. All of them is in fishing. They love reeling, they love watching fishing. They probably watch Uncle Ibi's videos already.
I appreciate
Like,
it. I hope you
really.
must tell them to give me a like and a follow,
definitely,
please.
they probably do. They probably do. They love fishing.
Is it?
So I'm really raising next fisherman, definitely. Definitely.
So yourself and your brother, your dad's,
my uncle,
your
my
uncle,
friends, yeah.
your dad not really into fishing?
No, not really.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So
He eats the fish though. He loves to eat the fish.
but look, that's an easy way of getting fish.
Yeah.
Send somebody else to go and catch it for you. So now, on to the next section. So now, people, as Khadir had said to us, Khadir, he loves fishing Galjoen. And this is the Galjoen hook. I'll bring it even closer. Alright. So, this is his Galjoen trace. So, what hook is this?
It's a VMC.
This is a VMC. Check it out. I hope you guys can see that. Right? And it's got a little float on there. And how long do you normally make it?
I don't even measure. I just there's a
Oh, okay. Yeah, but you got long arms when you're compared to me. So, okay. Galjoen Kob. Just like, right? So, you're an avid Galjoen angler.
Yeah,
and you've got good success
alhamdulillah.
with Galjoen. So, what I now need to ask you is, talk to me about your Galjoen spots.
So Galjoen, I usually fish the same spots. So all around the pool, on broken roads, usually only by scattered reef systems.
Okay.
Even in SRI gunnery, if you wade further in, you can throw it back onto some reef.
And you got Galjoen there as well, the gunnery.
I've got Galjoen almost everywhere.
Okay.
But Galjoen's conditions is most completely different. I find that the water that you come to and you say, oh, it's unfishable, it's too rough.
Yeah.
That's when I get my Galjoen.
That's 100%.
So it's days where like I'll be standing, maybe me and my brother or me and my friend will be alone on the whole beach fishing,
Right.
and we will be like getting a lot of Galjoen.
Oh.
It's days where it's like you can't imagine.
Be careful what you're gonna say now.
Definitely. But I'm sure people don't like to fish at conditions. Like we've been on the pavilion already, for example, on the right and on the left, and on the slipway where waves have hit us off the rocks,
Right.
completely into the pool.
Okay.
That's how rough it was.
And you've been getting in that water.
Yeah.
So tell me something, and your bait that you prefer for Galjoen?
So mussel, royas, and wonderworm, bloodworm also maybe. Yeah.
Okay, so it's your common, your mussel, red baits and things like that. So tell me something. We literally going to conclude in terms of, right, so you saying summer for Cob, your conditions would be?
Yeah, southeast. You can fish the 3 days southeast. If the southeast is still blowing, you can fish it. That change to north is usually what I look for when the conditions flatten out. Even if the southeast drops, also a southwest after the southeast.
Okay.
That makes the water roll in a certain way. It's liquor for like the bank.
And you've had success in that as well. So guys, as we go along, we will have snippets up, obviously, as you guys will see, of Khadir with some fish that he's caught. We'd also like to, if possible, we'd like to show you, or we're probably going to show you his brother's PB as well, that he taught. Right? Was it?
You'll say I didn't teach you. Yeah.
So tell me something. Any aspects of other fishing, like I just recently bought a boat. I don't know. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I'm not. My knowledge on boating is.
So our family has also been into boating for a long time. Yeah. So the uncle that I mentioned, Rastam Sheikh, he has a boat at the moment, and previously to him, my grandfather had boats.
So boating is also in your blood,
so,
yeah, like you.
So we like to go out to Cape Point to troll for yellowtail.
And you've caught yellowtail already? Okay.
You can put up another picture there.
Okay.
And the times we don't get yellowtail, we usually go for red Roman, red steenbras. And we even got a Miss Lucy, I think a year ago, yeah. I think, Miss Lucy, it looks like
So tell me something, in Roman, you catching off the boats, you're not laying too far offshore for that?
Not too far, maybe between 9 and 15 meters of water.
If ever yourself and your uncle's going out, I'd really love to get on the boat with you guys, experience that as well. I've got a boat, I'm going for my skippers next week, in fact. And I'd like to afford you the opportunity to go with me as well, and maybe show me some tricks. I'd love it.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. So, your Galjoen, so when we come into winter, a lot of people just, we all suppose guilty of that. We want to catch Galjoen. Do you like eating Galjoen?
I love it.
I love it, eh?
A lot of people don't, I've heard people tell me it's a trash fish, it's a terrible fish.
No, I love it. No, I love it. Eh? But tell me something, so your conditions of Galjoen, you're saying very rough water.
Very rough conditions,
and because it's in winter, if there's any wind over there, what wind is more prominent for you to say you will go or won't go?
So
let's just share.
A southeast is also again quite a wind for me. Southwest, any south wind blowing makes the water come on in very quick sets.
Okay.
It's like literally washing machine. I think I took Royce with me one day.
Okay.
And he couldn't believe that this is the conditions I use.
Yeah.
But they love that conditions. Like also, they don't like if the water is lifting too high.
Okay.
If it's too high and it's lifting too high for some reason, the Galjoen don't like it. Maybe it scoops too much water off the reef and they're in the wave now basically. Where the southeast, it rolls on and they can hug the reefs more.
Okay.
So that's what
Guys, if that's not brilliant information, then I don't know. Yeah. Remember, so whatever Khadir is sharing with us, that is his method, and I'm sure a lot of people will latch onto that.
Yeah, a lot of them might disagree also.
A lot of people might disagree, but I mean, it's worked for him.
Yeah.
So in all fairness, if it's worked for you, then that is, there's a methodology to everything.
Yeah.
And that is your method, and I really need to say thank you for sharing that with us. So remember, we like to keep it local, and we like our local people that fish our local coast, because it's not an easy coast to fish.
It's not.
And we need to at this point say a huge thank you to you very much, Jazakallah, very much for coming onto on the couch with us. You are the first for 2025, and we'd love to get you back here again as your Galjoen season come up, and you've got catches, and maybe we can come and fish with you alongside.
Definitely.
And we'd like to put that footage up with you. Khadir, we can only but wish you the best with your young baby and teaching him. And all the other youth that's around you, because we at Dukat are very much into youth. As you can see, we've got a non-profit organization that we work in early childhood development. I'd like to say well done on your success so far. I can hear the enthusiasm and the excitement when you speak about fishing.
Yeah.
I can see your seriousness about fishing on that size of the hooks. So we'd like to gift you.
Yeah, shukran.
It is something that we always find to be in good gesture because you've shared with everybody. So on behalf of our viewers and our audience, we would like to give you, here's the one. We've got a new brand that's up and going. It's a bit of an adrenaline brand in terms of adrenaline with being an adrenaline junkie, sorry. We love our fishing. So this is a buff because I hear you fish early hours in the morning. It's got the embossment and the embroidery on there of the new brand that we call Hooligan Fishing. So we're busy with the paddle and a couple of other items. So we'd love to give you the buff. It's just out the packet because I wanted to present it to you. So I'll give you the packet for that. That's for you. And then because you fish early morning, I just wanted to show the people the thingy that you are wearing.
Oh,
Put it on. Put it on.
This.
No? Yo.
Oh, my kufia.
Right.
Yeah, so I always wear my kufia.
And I put it on for the audience. So this is how you're going to know Khadir Sheikh Patel. Alright? But we like people to get to know you with another method as well. And we will be gifting you this beanie because immediately when I saw that. So once again, our beanie has got our embroidery of the Hooligan Fishing and Outdoor Adventures. So we'd like to give you that as well as a gesture to say thank you. Jazakallah very much for coming. I'd like to say on behalf of the audience for sharing your information and your knowledge with us. And I think that's what it's all about.
I think Uncle Ibi is making a good platform here. I mean, people mustn't be scared to share knowledge because really the only reason I caught my fish is because people's given me knowledge. From like Uncle, even to Sharu Abrams, they've helped.
He's a good angler as well.
Brilliant.
He's had very good success and he's reading of water and things. All respects to the guy. And I always say that no matter what your beef is or whether you like somebody or not, if somebody is good, they're good. Please go and follow us on our channel, Wicked Cast and Customs. That will be on YouTube, on Facebook, and TikTok. Same handle. And then Khadir Sheikh Patel, you are only on Facebook. And it is under
construction. Under construction.
Khadir
Sheikh Patel, that's my name.
Khadir Sheikh Patel. We'll put up the name and things in the bio or in the description below. But once again, thank you very much. And to all our followers out there and those that are potential followers, to those that like us and to those that don't like us, we still care the same for all of you. Up and out.